All right.
Alrighty, can we start? Okay, guys. Trevor, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
There's a lot of moving pieces in my life currently going on. And I deal with it since I was younger. I've been dealing with things from an angry perspective. I'm very reactive. I react. My first thing to do is to lash out, is to fight, is to use my hands a lot. And so I came here today just to see if I could get some solution or try to stop doing that. Stop, being reactive and listen more and digest before reacting.
Okay.
On the internet, that's what they say about me. I react. And my whole life I've been like that.
So you're talking about kind of like impulsivity, just reacting to the situation
Yeah, with violence.
with violence.
Yes, fighting, punching, hitting,
Okay.
grabbing, anger. It's black and white with me. Shut things down. Like if somebody doesn't do what I want them to do, I will, I do end up giving chances, but I'm very stern when it comes to business, and I react with anger, whether it's aggressiveness, whether it's physical, or whether it's verbal. Yeah.
And why do you think you use that strategy for?
I don't know. That's what I'm here to find out. I'm here to find out today, why is that used? Why do I get so angry? And why do I feel the way I feel when I'm angry? That's why I'm here.
And why in general, let's say if you think about it, why people might use that response?
I don't know if it's a Napoleon complex. I don't know if it's because me being short, or not even short, of me being just feeling like somebody's always trying to take advantage of a situation. See, when I come into a situation, I'm coming into a situation with a pure heart, and I'm pure. My intent is pure.
Okay.
My intent is to help. And on top of that, if I don't help, or if I do have negative intentions, which is rarely, my intentions is rarely negative. I mean, I can remember two things that stick out in my life, and I talked about this a lot, is me missing out on a girl's Sweet 16.
Yes.
I was like one of the main people there, and I didn't show up for rehearsal. And when she finally saw me, she tried to embarrass me in the street, so I didn't go.
Okay.
That's one. And me missing out on another part, me missing out on something else. I forgot, but that's something that plays in my head. And I just feel like people take advantage.
Okay.
And when somebody take advantage, you want to be able to protect your spot, protect your position.
That's great analysis. So when you think about anger, almost always is created because there is something wrong in your mind that you want to be correct. In some ways, anger tells you something is not happening right. I need to do something. So if it's somebody that insults you, somebody that really taking advantage of you, yes. So, you have a particular standard, and it doesn't the situation doesn't meet that. You want to do something to bring that situation, yes, to the right place,
Yeah.
based on your whatever you think at the moment. Yeah. If somebody take advantage of you, you want to put that person in its spot. Yes. When you miss something, and I don't know, in the prom, I don't know, she didn't want to come with you, she insulted you, she treated you badly. You said, that's it, no more. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna allow it to happen.
It's really a manipulation tactic a little bit, though, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. I've mastered manipulation. I'm be honest. So the Sweet 16, I was wrong for not initially going to rehearsal.
Yeah.
So she has a right to be mad, but because she chose to react in the street,
Yes.
I use that as an excuse to not go.
Okay.
So that's what I do, right? If say right now, if I say you're a bitch, if I say that to you, and you get up, and you just say, you know what, grab my hand and you say, get out, don't come back, because you disrespected me.
Yes.
In my mind, I will negate the fact that I called you a bitch. That's no more in my mind. I would just magnify the fact that you put your hands and took me out. So now I use that as a tool for me to react the way I want to react. It's manipulation.
There is some manipulation. I mean, there is defensiveness at that particular moment. Meaning, why do you manipulate? Why do you manipulate to begin with? Why?
Because I feel like people are trying to manipulate me.
So ultimately you manipulate to try to get the results that you want, whatever it is.
True.
So in the end, it's always about what you want. The question is, ultimately, is the strategy that you use is really ultimately is going to help you? Is it beneficial for you? Deep down, maybe you wanted to go to the prom. Yes, you want maybe to go and come back to your, and crawl down and say, come, please, come, or whatever it is.
Maybe.
And she didn't, or maybe she did. So we think about that anger to really to push the situation to where you want. But most of the time, this strategy is a short-term strategy that creates a lot of damage in the way. You ruin your relationships, yes? I mean, people are becoming alone. Listen, if friends that really treated them in a bad way, you said, fuck you, I don't want to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
But deep down, you still want the friendship. Yeah? And now, if you are calm and collected, and you really know the situation well, and you say, you know what, I don't want to be your friend. But you don't act in a reactive, aggressive way, do that. If you truly see the big picture. But most of the time with anger, I mean, it's giving you the perspective becomes so narrow. Like you said, you focus on whatever the insult, you focus on that you hold your hand, you focus on what they've done to you. But you don't focus on exactly what you have done to create the situation, or what is your contribution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Now part of that is the reactivity. We get triggered, we respond. How can we stop, calm ourselves down, yeah? And reply to the situation in a more mindful way, in a more compassionate, loving way. To ultimately gonna be the best thing for us as well.
Interesting. I think that even right now, there's a shift in my life right now as we speak.
Okay.
My son, he's finding himself, he's been holding the camera for me since he was 10 years old. He's 20, about to be 21.
Yeah.
So that's somebody wants to go figure their life out for now, and that's a tough pill to swallow when you're used to a pattern. Me getting into a situation in New York, me getting into a situation, a fight on the Parkway. I look back at that as well, and like when people see me outside because it went viral, they're cheering me on, but my response to them is not a happy response. I've lately been extremely closed off to my supporters and my fans. I don't want to say negative. It's just because I'm in my own mind of my personal things.
Okay.
So with that, it's like they're bigging me up. Yo, man, you did that fight. You did your thing. I'm happy. I don't like that because that's not what I want to promote.
Okay.
It brings me back. I'm 38 years old. I don't want to promote that, so I don't want to be bigged up for that. And a lot of times, I come off negative, or not negative, but I come off like I'm brushing them off. I don't want to, and it frustrates me, right? Even when I look back at that situation with the young man, I had no business fighting him. I had no business doing that. I should have walked away. I should have just walked away and let it go. You know, I'm Queenzflip. There's something in me that would not allow somebody to talk to me like that, especially while we're on camera. There's something in me that's going to say that you can't get away with that. You can't try to embarrass me. You shouldn't try to embarrass me. And not saying that was an intent, because when I think about it, I could have handled it completely different, because, you know, he's a younger man, younger than me, and maybe talk or plead or even get more of an understanding. I think also this where, you know, my old videos that I used to do, people watch me and they think that, yo, you're this wild guy. You did this before, you do that. But I'm not that. All that was a character. All of it was. Me acting crazy, me playing around, me bothering celebrities. It was a character that the celebrities were familiar with. Now, I used that to propel my career, and then I think that people that see me outside, they think that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that that's not who I am. I'm just a man, I'm a father, I'm a husband. And so I say that to say, I give you that backstory just to say that it's not regret, because I would do it all over again, but I would put out there that this is all an act, like it's a TV. So when people see me and they think that you're this wild guy that did this, you ran here, you did this, you bothered this person, you attacked them, they think that they can do it back to me. They feel like I can relate to that. You know, you're a crazy guy, but I'm crazier than you, and I'm going to show you I'm crazier than you. But not knowing that that's all an act, and I don't even like that. 9 times out of 10, I'm walking on the street, I'm just thinking about my next move or how to provide for my family. 9 times out of 10, I'm thinking about what do my children have to go to eat for dinner? How's my daughter doing in school? What is my oldest son? What is he doing? How is he feeling? What is Nico, my youngest son? What does he want to do? You know, I caught him, you know, just being a teenager, and I'm thinking about my family and my life because they're important to me. So when it comes to the fans that see me react like that, my first reaction is to get angry with them. Yo, stop playing. Yo, don't touch me. I don't play like that. And I feel bad after all the time.
Yeah.
Same thing with the talking about the story with the guy. I feel bad. I don't want to be highlighted or bigged up for fighting. I don't. Oh, yo, you did it there. I don't want to. Come on, that's a young black man. He's young. He's an artist, and that's not what I want to do. I don't want to put anybody down. I don't want to embarrass anybody, because I don't like to feel embarrassed. So I try to avoid all embarrassment. But I have set I have set the environment, not the environment, but I have set the path for people, or opened up the doorway for people to do that based off of my behavior.
So that's a good question. I mean, the question is that you asked before, do you want to play that character, or do you want to play who you are truly authentic? And you are probably well known, yes? So that's a good question. And the question is also why you acted in such aggressive way. Why?
As far as the character,
yeah, as far as in real life, for example, or as far as the character that you want to promote.
well, this is cliche, but when I tried to sell drugs, I remember my mom coming and driving to find me on Linden and 193rd, and she would always, even though our relationship was what it was, and I'll get into that another time, she was just always the parent to put her hand out, even up to this day.
She would put what?
Her hand out to help me, no matter what, no matter how her reaction was or her response was. And a lot of And a lot of my behavior too is learned behavior of what I seen in my childhood or what I've witnessed go on between my parents or how my mom reacted to certain situations. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's childhood stuff. Um, but character wise, trying to sell drugs, trying to be down with the gang. And one thing I noticed as a young man is that the gangsters that I knew, the people, the killers, one thing that brought us together was laughter, was smiling.
Okay.
For that 1 second or 5 seconds after they just came from robbing somebody or shooting somebody or selling drugs or destroying the neighborhood, I would crack a joke or a joke would be cracked and they would turn from their gangster persona would go off and they would just laugh and show them their true selves. So I wanted that to be the forefront of my career, to make people smile and laugh.
Okay.
But I also wanted to do that because where I'm from, that type of aggression or that type of anger, you know, it was a way of greeting each other. It was a way of embracing. It was a form of embracement. So we would embrace each other, we would engage, and that's, so I wanted to do that. And it turned out to be something completely different because a lot of these things with these artists and celebrities that I was doing it with, they were familiar with me. They knew who I was.
Yeah.
Any culture, any environment I went to, I tried to make it my own by showing who I am, and authenticity was important to me.
Yeah.
So when you ask why did I show that character, I just wanted to show authenticity, how I grew up, and how we embraced each other where I was from. Not saying it was right,
Yeah.
right? That type of embracement, but that's how we got along in Queens. That's how we got along in Linden and Farmers or Brooklyn. I grew up on East 93rd Street between Winthrop and Rutland. That's where my grandmother's from. Or
Yeah.
I grew up on Franklin and Union. That's where my family is from. So like I lived on Franklin and Union, and all these neighborhoods,
Yes.
whether it's Linden and Farmers in Queens, whether it's East 93rd Street in Brooklyn, whether it's Franklin and Union, there was one thing we had in common, is an aggressive embracement. So that's, and we knew what it was. We didn't get angry with each other. It was love. So that's what I tried to show to the world.
Yeah, and it's beautiful that you reflect back and you see the origin of the behavior. And think about it, it's so natural when you are in a gang environment, drugs, crime. Part of that was violence and aggression. I mean, also you have to be dominant. You wanted to show who you are. You gain respect as a result of that. That was the way that, you know, and it's become a habit, which is also part of us. Yes, right, wrong. I mean, we don't think about it. I mean, the desire to be accepted, to be welcome, to be respected by everybody was important. God forbid if somebody insult us, disrespect us, or treat us badly, we're gonna show them, you know, how it is. You check and you see, you analyze if that strategy really helps you. Because as youngster, we just do it automatically. We don't think, we don't have the self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, clearly, I mean, again, you're challenged by the character itself that you want to portray, maybe how you used to live or raised, which is part of you, because you have respect to that as well, to your tradition, to the way that you grew up. But I think the main question is how, in a day-to-day, I mean, you want to conduct yourself. Clearly, I mean, people can analyze you, and if you showed aggression, they want to treat you with that way. Now you're in a dilemma. What do I do? Yes?
So what do you think, how do you think that I shake that off?
Maybe the best way is, first of all, to give you some specific examples that you encounter. Yes, recently, or whatever it is that you have in your memory that brought this anger, yes, situation, and we can analyze them and see exactly, how it's gonna play.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of situations that make me react the way I do. As I said, like, the question I had was, how do I shake the character that I've built all these years? My father told me that you created this environment and you should be receptive to it, because if they stop loving you or if they stop supporting you, how would that make you feel? And you signed up for this. This is what you signed up for. This is what you put into the universe. And if you don't like when they do it, or you don't like them touching you, you can't mistreat or make people feel that way, because they don't know the real you. You put this out there. And if they stop supporting you, how would that make you feel? That was something that just played in my head just now that my dad said to me. Because I was trying to explain to him that I'm antisocial. I don't really want to be the life of the party. But I feel like I have to. All right, I feel like I have to, at a point where it was more like just attacking each other with words and verbal sparring and roasting each other. And from a kid that I just feel like I always had to respond or react. And I don't know, man. It's just from a kid. I don't like. It's so many layers to who I am that I can't give you one specific situation. I mean, as of recent, there was a guy that said that that I got mad at him and I dragged him down the stairs. I actually wanted to bring him to one of the sessions in the future, and this guy has been on my platform for a while, and I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that to react that way, right? I think with him it was more like I see the potential in who he is, and because of his habits, his reaction and his responses anger me, and it angered me because I kept giving him chances after chance after chance. And when I give him chance after chance after chance and I get attacked or get verbally disrespected, I guess it's like I'm waiting for you to mess up so I can react. And that's what I don't like, because he didn't deserve that neither. He didn't deserve that reaction, because and actually when I think about it, I'm trying to think if I'm really if I'm really making amends of a situation to have power over it. And I explain. So if somebody disrespects me, we talking about this guy, right? If he disrespected me, he said, you gave me unfair treatment and he talked bad about me. But then I let him back in. So I let him back in to work with me again.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that? In my mind, I'm doing it because, I feel bad for you. Everybody deserves opportunity, because nobody really gave me opportunity that much.
Yeah.
Like, I had to take my opportunities. And, nobody gave me opportunity at all. And so I give him another chance, and then even though he's there, my antennas are up. So like you're back into my circumference with stipulations. So I'm not fully open to you, and I'm not fully allowing you to get close to me.
Yeah.
And that can make him feel not wanted or bad. And I don't take that into consideration. It's like, all right, yeah, you're giving me another chance, but like, look how you treating me. You're not really talking to me, or you keep
You're
me
not
over there.
fully in.
You're not fully in. And then I think that I don't want to be fully in so I can get hurt, because I still, even though I said I let go, I still remember what you did. I still, when I look at you, I still remember what you said. I can still, two things can be true. I can still see the potential in you to come and join us.
Yeah.
Come eat, come get some money with us. But I didn't forget what you did and what you said. So the instant that something similar happens again, I react. So that's one of the things that just getting mad and dragging him or bringing him down the stairs, because I didn't drag him, but like holding him and bringing him out to throw him out the building. That's something that I didn't like. Because when I heard him talk about it, it don't make me feel good at all.
Yeah, this is absolutely a great example because this person that you shared, I mean, kind of have wronged you in some ways, but so then he said, you know what, let him give him another chance, another opportunity. Because you cared about him. Yet at the same time, your heart was not fully open. You really didn't exactly forgive him. So there was, in some ways, an attachment to the outcome, meaning you wanted him to behave in a certain way. Yes, you didn't give him kind of a blank slate, do whatever. You kind of like, while waiting in the corner, kind of almost like testing him to see. Yes, that's the internally.
Yeah, wow.
And it was not probably easy for him. He probably sensed your energy, yes, whatever it is. And the moment that he kind of like, again, wronged you again, or screwed up, or did whatever it is, you kind of immediately lashed out to him.
Yeah.
Now that's anger, that's the impulsivity. Now the question is, could you have communicated to him your disappointment without getting angry and losing it, without holding his hand?
I could have. I just don't know why my first thing to do was react that way. I feel like I think we have to go back to the surface or to the beginning, because I think that people only respect money and violence. And I think that's been instilled in my head since a child. You watch the people get the most respect with the most money. And you watch the people that's feared get the most respect as well. I think that I still subconsciously carry that jacket with me. And the problem is that I feel bad after I do these things. And my wife used to always make fun of me. She said, yo, you always do something and then you feel bad about it and you try to make it right instead of avoiding it. Like, prevention is better than the cure.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to live by when it comes to that. So with him, I shouldn't have brought him back if I wasn't going to give him a clean slate. Or I could have talked to him, but I feel like when you're talking to people, especially if they have different habits,
Yeah.
it's like talking to a brick wall, but you still see something in them. You know, I'm gonna be honest too, like, it's hard for me to let go, I think, too.
Okay. And I think this is important that you share that. You're honest enough to say, listen.
And I don't want to let go because, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's good.
Because I had to think about, why don't I let go? Why can't I tell somebody no? I was at Invest Fest and a guy named DJ Head, he told me something that stuck with me. He said Top told him that people change their number a lot because they can't tell people no. And that stuck with me. Like, he said, people that normally change their phone number, you only change your phone number because you can't tell somebody no. Like, and I kind of understood that because it's right. And I think that even with me, I can't tell somebody no or let them go. And I think because I was a troubled child. I gave a lot of trouble. A lot of my family didn't want me around. They didn't want me at their house. I was a bad boy. Not bad, mischievous. My father said I'm mischievous. My mother would say I'm bad. I was stealing. I mean, I remember in the first grade, I stabbed a kid in the nose with a nail clipper. Like not before the first, like daycare, first gradish. Like I gave a lot of trouble, and it's a lot more things that I've done. I mean, I used to go to a daycare called Danmar Daycare on Nostrand in St. John, and there was a kid named, I think it was Zakeem, who I had the issue with. Shout out to him. I don't know where he is, but you had Andre Carrington, you had Laura, you had Danique and is it Danique and Stacy. Like it was just these people that were a part of my childhood and that I encountered, and they stick out to me because I was accepted by them. I think that Mr. and Mrs. Tardell accepted me as well. I think that was the damn old daycare. I think that what it was with me is that because I gave so much trouble, where I had to go, I've been to 11 schools. I used to go to a school called Carmel Christian School, and that was a Carmel Christian School was a main part of my life. And I loved that school. I mean, it's gone now, they broke it down, but I loved Miss Moore, Miss McIntosh, Keith, because I felt like they gave me the extra attention that I needed or that I was lacking. And I'm going to explain, I'm going to make it all wrap around. They gave me the extra attention that I needed and I was lacking. And even though I gave trouble, they still embraced me. So I went to Carmel Christian School in the 4th grade. I was still embraced by them. No matter what trouble I gave them, we loved Trevor. And I think that I gravitated to that because people, when I gave trouble in my life, people didn't want me around. Right? We don't want him around. TJ's a bad kid. We don't want him around. He fights. He does this. We don't want him. They told my mother, Garine, keep him away from us. And there were people like Carmel Christian School, Danmar Daycare, my Auntie Annette, my Aunt Debbie, my godmom, and then like certain people, regardless of what I did, they accepted me. And even in school, I gave trouble as a kid. They didn't want me in their class. So to make it come back full circle is when I finally build something, I don't want anybody to feel how I felt as a child, not wanting to be wanted or given a second chance. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I always say, yo, come on, come back.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yes.
I don't clean the slate, but I tell them to come back because I knew how it felt like to just make a mistake and it be held against you, or I knew what it felt like to do something and people push you away. And then the people that accepted me for me, I loved them until the end of days. So when I was talking to my son, JR, I looked at him and I told him, I said, I go so hard and I do a lot of things because you guys are my world, my children, my family. That's my world. I created that. Back in the days, people weren't shy or afraid to tell you how you was a fucker. They wasn't shy or afraid to tell you or remind you how much trouble you gave.
Yeah.
You give a lot of trouble. You're a bad kid. So I finally created my family and built that infrastructure where they just accept me for me and I accept them for them. So I try to do that with others. If they mess up, I just try to give them another chance. I try to say, I forgive you, I understand. I don't want to tell them no because I got told no a lot. And my anti-Sema too, God rest her soul. I used to fight my brother a lot. And me and him are not close, but I used to fight him a lot. I love him to death. I apologize to him every once in a while just for my behavior as a child, but he has a right to feel however he wants to feel. And my mom and my dad was telling me that, but I love him. That's my man. But I remember having that type of relationship with him as a kid, just being aggressive, roughing him up, and trying to fight him or hurt him, and my Aunt Sema, she took me in and she was able to just disarm it. I think we just needed extra attention as well. You know, raising ourselves and stuff like that, not being it. When I say raise myself, I mean my father was in Brooklyn, my mom was in Queens. My mom bought a house in Queens, and my mom used to go to school and work. So my mom wouldn't come home till late. But we always have something to eat. It's very weird. We always have something to eat, but she allowed us to be boys. And I feel like I required extra attention, and the people that gave me extra attention made me feel like loved a little bit. So I say that to say, when I'm giving other people chances, right? I want them to feel love. Like, I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to embrace you. I'm going to bring you back in because I remember what it was like being told no. Because I was very close with my dad, too. Love my mother. It's my heart. My dad, as a child, I was very close with. And he said, every time I travel to go to Jamaica or London or leave, you would give the most trouble, so I wouldn't tell you that I'm leaving. So it's a lot of trauma in here.
Yeah.
But to bring it back full circle, I know I went all over the place, is I don't want people to feel like how I felt as a kid.
And your experience, it just taught you that you want to do good in the world. You don't want to make other people feel unwanted, and you want to give other people another chance. That's absolutely noble. And at the same time, you're not always forgiving. You're not always letting go of that totally. Now, at times it's normal. I mean, we wish that we can let go. But if it's not, maybe there is a way in communicating that, being authentic and honest, and say, you know, to that particular guy, you know what? Let's do it again. I'm willing to give another chance. But at the same time, you know, part of my heart, you know, I have some doubts. But I respect you. So you truly share your feelings. You don't pretend that you totally let go. And you tell them, listen, at the same time, I'm expecting you to behave, yes, in an X, Y, Z. Yes, it's important to me. So you really share the full picture of the desire to give him another chance because it's important to you. But at the same time, there is a part of you that are hesitant, not fully trusting that he is going to be, you know, acting, you know, in the way that you do. But you just share that. Yes? Try to be honest, sincere, respectful. Yeah? Some people would listen and respect that. Some people will take advantage of that. But then you'll make a decision when things happen next time. Does that make sense?
It does. I want to know. I want to know why I can't say no. Because I think that even in my mind that people take advantage of that. Right? Like, people are aware that I'm going to give them a second chance. I've heard people say, yo, this person disrespected him and he gave them a second chance, but I didn't do that yet. It's like they prepare for it. And I think in the world we live in, it's just kill or be killed. That's the mentality. Eat or be eaten. I think that we're in a world that people take advantage, and I became a victim of that without trying to take advantage. In my own way, I take advantage. People would say I take advantage, and I don't think that. I think that the energy or the people that I gravitate towards or have around me, I think that not all of them. I think that some of them are just leech, and while I know that is happening, I think that I'm trying to change them in real time.
You know, but forgive me, but you know, I hear what you're saying, that you know we are in a place that people are taking advantage or leech or eaten or be eaten, but obviously it's a bleak perspective, and I'm not saying that this is what happens in the world, but there is a place that we don't necessarily act in that way as well. And we should protect ourselves, yes, but we don't have necessarily what many people miss is that for them to protect themselves, at times they take extreme steps and they become the aggressors themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna take advantage of me, or you're gonna try to be aggressive with me, I don't have to be aggressive back to you. But I can say, I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. I'm not gonna tolerate that. Yeah? I don't have to attack back to you. I'll be able to establish boundaries and assertiveness in a way that it is respectful. And by doing so, what do? I create a better world overall. I'm empowering everybody. I'm not becoming the aggressor. I'm not becoming and really contributing to that particular universe that we try to describe. Now, that to say, that's not an easy thing. Yes? How can we be confident in ourselves? Yeah? To truly stand for what is right. But doing it with love, with compassion, with care. That we know that we all have our own crazy mind and history. The same way that you grew up, yes, in a family or in a neighborhood, in an environment that promoted their anger. Everybody can come and justify, their own history, yes, or their inability to behave in a proper way. How can we try to create that shift? This is why you're here. You come and say, how can I change that and break that patterns from anger to a greater level of love and compassion? Yes?
Do you think that the people that show love and compassion get respect?
The question is, I'm going to change, maybe, maybe not. But the question is, to me, is even more important. Which person do you want to be? If you're going to live in that world, because everybody is greedy, wants fame, wants power, wants to satisfy at the moment because that's what happened, people can buy into that and behave in that way. That's up to them. Then what? The question, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What is the world that you want to create? If you buy into that, I'm not going to allow any people to take advantage. I'm going to be aggressor. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to take advantage because that's what everybody does. It's a choice that you make. But if this is the goal, if the goal is to do that rather than being the good person, loving and caring, it's a choice that we all make at any given moment. And I think this is the first question that we need to ask ourselves. Who do we want to be? What do we want to promote? And is the behavior is beneficial or not? To whatever goal do we want to do? And accordingly, you behave. So that's the root. Unfortunately, many people are acting based on, like you said, survival mode, based on fear. Because they don't have the capacity to be loving and caring, but yet confident that it's okay, I'm strong enough, I'm resilient. Isn't it an ideal place to be? But because many people don't have that capacity or ability, and they don't learn the skills, they carry a lot of trauma. That's creating the challenge. So which person do you want to be?
Do I want to be that or that? I think I have to think about that.
Think about it. Remember, there are two. You're talking about, there is the character that you want to portray, and there is your true, authentic self. Which one do you want to be? And for each one of them, there is an answer. So I mean, I want to believe that we want to focus on the authentic, real person in real life, with your relationship with your family, people that you care about, people around you. But again, that's something that you need to bring and see exactly what you want to focus. It's hard to talk about a character because character is just a character.
I understand. I tried to shed the character. I no longer want to be the character. I haven't want to be the character at all. It was just a way out. And but I'll give you a true answer next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just say for that, and when it comes to character, the reality is that as long as we are in that universe, we play a character. Yes, we play. We have to market ourselves, we have to sell ourselves, we have to act in a certain way. But I think the most important thing is to understand that, I call it, we have the true self, and we have the characters that we portray. We're talking about camera, movies. We want to be the directors, and we need to know when to act in each and every moment. But we should not forget who we are, truly, authentically. Yes?
Yeah.
And again, that's the play in between.
Well,
Okay.
it's time. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you pronounce your name?
Moshe.
Moshe.
Yeah.